Picture the scene. It's morning. Soft rain is falling outside. You're sitting in the quiet of a vast, ancient library, and you speak just a single sentence into that silence.
And you get an answer immediately. It's a perfectly formed, instantaneous reply from a machine. It sounds almost magical, right? It gives this incredible illusion of effortless perfection. And because of that, we tend to think the answer is the most important part of the whole exchange.
But honestly, what if the problem was never the answer we received? What if we've actually been looking at this incredible technology completely backwards? What if the real problem was the question itself? Maybe the greatest revolution in artificial intelligence isn't happening inside those cold server rooms at all. Maybe it's happening right inside the human mind, in those quiet, brief moments before our fingers even touch a keyboard.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into a really remarkable piece of work. It's the AI Mathematics Ladder, Book 12, by Ravindra Nayak. Now, this explainer isn't some technical manual about coding or a list of secret prompt tricks. It's actually a beautiful exploration of human cognition, of clarity, and of how our own careful thinking absolutely shapes the modern tools we rely on.
Section 1. The shape of intention. The bench before the screen.
Let's set the scene again. A quiet library courtyard, morning sunlight, a wooden bench, maybe a sleeping cat nearby, and a blank notebook. A lot of people think interacting with AI is just stringing together clever secret formulas. But way before the screen even wakes up, something else has to happen on that bench. Your intention has to appear. Your purpose has to form. Only then do the actual words arrive. Because prompting is not magic. An AI can't read your mind, and it definitely doesn't share your lived history. A prompt is literally just your human intention, shaped so clearly that a machine doesn't have to fill in the empty spaces with wild, incorrect assumptions. It's simply about reducing unnecessary guessing.
So you might be wondering, how do we actually shape that intention? Well, the author gives us this beautiful visual atlas to guide us. Every single useful request quietly asks 5 simple questions. 1, what am I trying to accomplish? 2, who is this for? 3, what is the situation? 4, what limits apply? And 5, how will I verify the answer? These 5 quiet questions basically take our invisible thoughts and give them a solid shape, turning a vague wish into a structured, workable plan. Moving on to Section 2, the room around the word, why context changes the answer.
You might ask, why aren't the words alone enough? Let's imagine a community hall with 3 identical doors, and every single door has a sign that says, "Prepare the table." When we open that first door, we step right into a children's art class. In this room, prepare the table means laying out protective paper, grabbing colorful paints, and setting up brushes.
Now, let's open the second door. It's a family gathering for the elders. In this specific room, that exact same sentence, prepare the table, means something entirely different. It means bringing out the warm teacups, the spiced snacks, and creating this atmosphere of deep comfort and respect.
Finally, behind the third door, we find a busy health center. Here, prepare the table means organizing medical forms, sanitizing the surfaces, and arranging medicine incredibly carefully. Think about that for a second. The sentence never changed. The words are literally identical, but the room changed. And because of that, the entire meaning shifted with it. If you ask an AI to prepare a response without telling it which room it's standing in, it might guess the wrong world entirely.
This shows us that context isn't just background decoration. It's absolutely crucial. It's your primary protection against wrong assumptions. A simple command without context just wanders around like smoke. Guidance, on the other hand, gives your sentence a lived situation. It tells the tool exactly what world your question belongs to.
Which brings us to Section 3, the river and its banks, the shape of safe growth. We so often think of limits as these annoying things that just hold us back. But think about a flowing river for a moment. What makes the river beautiful and useful? It's the river banks. Constraints do not destroy creativity, they actually give shape to it. Without the natural boundaries of the banks, a river just turns into a destructive, chaotic flood. When we make requests, constraints like tone, length, or telling the AI what to avoid, those are our natural banks. They are exactly what makes the machine's action responsible and safe.
And what about examples? We all love giving AI examples to follow, right? Examples are kind of like lanterns in the dark. They help reveal the patterns we want. But there is a really beautiful realization here. If you hold up too many lanterns, and they're all pointing in totally different directions, you don't illuminate the path at all. You actually blind the traveler. Throwing in too many irrelevant examples will just hide the very pattern they were meant to show in the first place.
Section 4. The kitchen table plan. Reasoning without drama.
I want you to imagine an enormous, overwhelming task sitting right in the middle of a kitchen table. It's one of those massive requests that just makes you feel small. Well, the secret to reasoning without the drama is decomposition. Big problems are often just small problems standing way too close together. So don't try to carry the whole mountain. Just sort the stones. We can calmly list out the pieces. Name your objective, identify what inputs you have, set your constraints, determine the actions, and establish exactly how you will check the work. All of a sudden, that impossible mountain is just a series of very manageable, human-sized steps.
Let's look at Section 5, the assumption lantern, lighting hidden beliefs. When you break a large problem down like that, it naturally exposes the invisible forces that are secretly guiding us. Let this one stark question just hang in the silence for a moment. What am I taking for granted? Asking that creates a moment of honest uncertainty. And trust me, honest uncertainty is always safer than borrowed certainty.
Because those unquestioned ideas, they are the silent authors of our biggest mistakes. Invisible assumptions, hidden expectations. If we don't actively name them, these assumptions will just pretend to be concrete facts inside an AI's output. A beautifully written answer that wrongly assumes you have unlimited time or a massive budget might sound super confident, but it's going to be completely useless to you.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 6, the market of answers, the resolution.
After all this, we finally arrive at the market of choices. And a key point the book makes is that the first answer an AI gives you is almost never the final truth. It's really just the first draft of thinking. To get to the real truth, we need to build an internal room of multiple voices. Voice 1 generates, it drafts the thought out. Voice 2 critiques, it checks the tone, respects the limits, and hunts for missing evidence. And then Voice 3 improves, refining the thought completely before trusting it. Your human judgment simply must verify the evidence before you trust the machine. We've really had to learn how to stand beside AI instead of beneath it. Let the machine be incredibly useful, for sure, but let the question remain deeply human. Let speed serve clarity, and let clarity serve care. These tools can totally handle the heavy lifting of the work, but we, the humans in the loop, absolutely must carry the responsibility. Because at the end of the day, AI becomes powerful only when human thinking becomes clear. The quality of the machine relies entirely on the quality of the mind guiding it. So may your questions stay clear, and may your judgments stay awake. Thank you so much for exploring this journey with us. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What question will you ask tomorrow?